if your belief is that you don't deserve money, or money is bad, or people who have money are evil, right? That one, I millionaires and billionaires, like, oh, they're the bane of the existence of the earth, and da da da. All of that, that belief is also how you're going to see yourself. And now, if that's your belief, if that's what you believe to be true, then you have already closed the door and you said, universe, I don't want anything. I don't want resources. I don't want money. I don't want things. I don't deserve them.
Mm,
So this is
mm.
that act of, if you judge somebody else, you are also judging yourself. And so I'll use this as a perfect example. I don't know if you guys love Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, or, I'm trying to name some of the controversial figures out there. I don't know if you love or hate them, but love or hate them, let's just remove the name for a second and just look at this one person, okay? Jeff Bezos had a silly idea in his dorm room to create a website that sold books to people, and you could get on there yourself and you could sell your used books, or you
Mhm.
could get on there and sell new books. And at first, he went with big publishers who, Barnes and Noble or whatever, they would publish their books on there, and he started selling books, and it worked. It worked really, really well. And eventually, he decided to, hey, can we open this up to other products? And so he started bringing in new products and other ideas and other things. And then there was a couple of things that, people were coming up against. Trusting the internet back then was impossible, right? There was no way we were trusting the internet. Buying something off of the internet and then it getting to you and then it not being the thing that you want, then you have to send it back. Like, that's a huge headache, right? Or what if buying something, you got to wait 3 weeks for it to arrive? That's a problem. I'm not buying something. So Jeff Bezos looked at all of these problems. I'm sure he had a team of advisors as well. He was smart enough to build that team of advisors. By the way, just for the record, like, you have to be intelligent enough to realize that you're not the end all be all, so that you can build your own team to do these things. But that's all beside the point. Okay. So, okay, we got all these problems. We can't ship things quickly. It's hard to trust, da da da, all those things. So he set out to solve those problems. And what did he do? He built factories, or warehouses, not factories, warehouses in major cities all across the United States and all across Canada. Now, I don't know if you've ever built one of these buildings before, but they're huge and they cost a boatload of money. So he had to take his money that he earned and spend it on that thing. And then he had to put people in that building to do their job, to do a job. And he paid them well to do it and still pays them well. I don't know if you guys know this, but Amazon pays really, really well
That does
when you're
pay
in
really
that
well.
ecosystem. Anyways, so he sets out to solve all of these problems. Now, you're going to say, Jeff Bezos, he's greedy, he's got all this money, he's building rocket ships, and he's playing with toys and da 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 da. I'd make the argument that any little boy's dream is to eventually grow up and have enough money to play with big rockets. So, like, he's living
The
the
rocket
dream.
into
That's pretty
space.
good. That's really awesome for him. I'm happy for him. I don't feel angry at him for doing that just because I don't get to. All beside the point. Jeff Bezos took a really, really big problem and then he solved that really, really big problem. So now you can go on your phone and you can pick one thing that you really like. You can send some money to somebody and that thing will arrive on your door the next day. That's a huge problem that he has solved. And so I make the argument that he should be rewarded for solving that problem. So, how much do we reward him for solving that problem? Are we all willing to give him 10 cents every time we buy something? If we're willing to give him 10 cents every time we buy something, then that equals 350 million people in the United States, another 50 million people in Canada, times 10 cents. That's a lot of money. But he's only getting 10 cents from each one of us. And I don't know if that's a greedy thing or a bad thing or whatever. So, okay, now let's go like this. The universe or God, whoever was, rewarded Jeff Bezos for solving this really, really big problem. So now what does he do? He goes out and he takes all of that money that he has and he creates more opportunity for other people. If he didn't go to Utah and build an Amazon facility, there are 30,000 people there that would not have a job right now and would not be able to put a roof over their head, food on their table, or heat and electricity in their house and take care of their families. So, how evil is he really? If we look
Yeah.
at it from that lens, the same thing exists for all of these other big, big, big guys that are out there. Sure, they got a big pocket of resources, and it's because they worked really, really, really hard to get that big pocket of resources. So, this is what all of that is to say, your belief about that person, how you see that person is how you see
Yeah.
yourself. And that's the block that's stopping you from getting the
Mhm.
resources you need to solve a bigger problem. If you don't think that you should be paid $2,000 a month to be a consultant for somebody, then you're not going to get $2,000 a month to consult with somebody. That's because you don't think that your information or whatever it is that you're giving to somebody is worth $2,000. Now, there's two things you can do there. First of all, if you've gone through the things, you've learned the stuff, you can genuinely help people, I make the argument that you should get the resources to be able to help those people the best way that you can. And so you just have to say that to the world calmly, confidently, peacefully. And you will be rewarded for doing that. Now, you do have to live up to that expectation. You do have to solve the really big problem. If Jeff Bezos wasn't able to figure out how to put a factory in every single major city or a warehouse in every single major city, then he wouldn't have been rewarded. That would have been the end of the story. He would have never been able to buy or sell books or do all these other things. He would have never been able to build rockets or do this or do that. It would have been the end. So he did still have to solve the problem. So there's the it's a little bit of all of the above. It is your belief in who you are. It's your judgment of other people that's affecting you. And then that's what's going to create your beliefs. So it's going to create your actions. That's what's going to create your habits. So that's one of those beliefs that you might want to deconstruct or reconstruct in a way that's a little bit more beneficial. So money's not evil. Sure, evil people get money, but not all people with money equals evil. So if you don't want to be an evil person with money, then be a good person with money.